What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction to Jonathan Pie, Truth and Lies. Before we dive in, if you guys happen to enjoy, don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and let's hear what Jonathan got to say.
With Elon Musk's continued interest in British politics, for good or for bad. Let's take a look. Elon fucking Musk. He's been living rent-free in my brain for over a week now. He's burnt onto the back of my retina. He's very suddenly become omnipotent. Yet every time I shut my eyes, I've just got his face. Yep, there he is. Elon Musk.
He said, I've been thinking about him for a week now. He done burned his way into my brain. He said, that's all I think about. Elon. He done annoyed me that much.
Face is the face of a man who's wearing a Halloween face mask of Elon Musk's face. So, presumably, those asking for a public national inquiry, which I'm not opposed to, they're asking for the truth, aren't they? That's what inquiries are for, right? The truth.
Yeah.
But you have to ask yourself, is Elon Musk really interested in the truth?
I don't think so.
He's tweeting sections of the J Report, sober reading into the gang rape of thousands of white girls by Pakistani men, factual details of unimaginable, horrific crimes where child victims were routinely ignored by those whose job it was to protect them, where some child protection authorities viewed victims as complicit in their own rape, how some people ignored what was going on for fear of being branded a racist. The truth. Unbelievable as it may be. Then he's saying that...
I mean, that to me sounds absolutely disgusting. And every criminal, rapist, all of that should absolutely be punished to the full extent of the law. And for victims to be blamed is absolutely disgusting. Yeah. He said, but if you go against it, you call them a racist, or you get called a racist. Shoot. Let's let it keep going.
Gordon Brown told police forces not to prosecute these gangs because the girls were asking for it. That's a lie.
Crazy.
He then tweets a list of all the MPs that voted against the deportation of foreign rapists. That's a lie.
Oh.
He tweets that Keir Starmer once called Donald Trump a racist. That's a lie. Although if he had, it would kind of add a bit of bravado to our soggy bog roll of a prime minister. Maybe when Trump...
So it's like it's true. The truth is there, but he's in Elon telling plenty of lies right now.
He's about to invade our shores after taking Greenland. He can shout it from the white cliffs of Dover in his sort of dull, grey, nasal drawl. Lies, and more lies. You know, if he's so interested in the truth, then why is he so disinterested in the truth? Ooh. If he's willing to lie about that, do we trust him when he says Starmer was complicit in mass rape in exchange for votes? Do we trust him when he calls for the imprisonment of Home Secretary Jess Phillips because she's a rape genocide apologist, whilst calling Grant Mitchell wannabe Tommy Robinson a political prisoner? And this isn't a defense of Keir
I feel
Starmer.
like since Elon about Twitter, X, he's got a ton of opinions. He feels a lot of ways about a lot of different countries in the world, and he lets every single one of these opinions on X. He lets them be known. But he's got a ton of opinions. And my boy, like Jonathan Pie said, there's the truth. And then there's lies. You out here spilling a lot of lies. For what reason?
By the way, I'm not suggesting that Keir Starmer isn't a waste of fucking skin who is about as likeable as a bad case of knob rot. It's a defense of fact over fiction. And when you're talking about the rape of children, of anyone,
better be
facts matter.
Agreed.
Or do they? You know, it's an important question to ask yourself. Do you care about the facts of the matter, or are you a bit of a cunt? Because it's one or the other, right?
One or
Are
the
we
other.
meant to believe Musk when he's tweeting that Hitler and the Nazis were actually left-wing? When he's tweeting that
just be
the
saying
IRA has
everything.
lost its bollocks, presumably because they've stopped bombing the English? Or
I'm telling you, I legit a lot of opinions, lot of opinions. And yeah, he's letting them all be known. And Jonathan Paul, I'm feeling you right now. I'm feeling you.
Or when he's retweeting the chinless, woman-hating snooker ball Andrew Tate. When he's tweeting support for Germany's far right. Or worse still, when he's retweeting Liz Truss. Someone should tell him that anyone who tweets Liz Truss without an accompanying lazy, unfunny joke about a lettuce shouldn't be trusted on anything. By lying about this subject, Elon Musk is exploiting these child rape victims all over again, which just shows the depths of depravity this grotesque, vile, morally bankrupt cockroach is willing to go to achieve his own goals, which are to undermine our elected government and replace it with one of his choosing as soon as possible.
That's it right there. That is it right now. You done hit the nail on the head, Jonathan Pye. You done hit, and that is where it's going. That is the end game.
He is not interested in the truth by any stretch, and yet the Tory party and the Reform Party and some twats on Twitter are more than happy to allow him to manipulate our national discourse because it's politically convenient for them to use the rape of children to score political points.
Absolutely
Not
disgusting.
long ago, all they could talk about was British sovereignty, and now they're all taking directions from an unhinged, unelected, lying South African billionaire. Really? This sudden outrage after over a decade of this being in the public domain, this sanctimonious, sudden concern for the child victims of heinous, horrendous crimes is cynical in the extreme. Tories screaming for another inquiry despite the Tories themselves setting up a 7-year, £200 million independent inquiry into child sex abuse and then ignoring every single one of its recommendations. You called for an inquiry, ignored the inquiry, and now you're calling for another inquiry. Why? Because if Starmer says no, it makes him look a bit rapey, doesn't it?
Y'all better listen to Jonathan. I'm sure y'all do. I ain't got to tell y'all. But this man, I mean, he sounds like he's preaching the truth, nothing but the truth, and absolute facts. Absolute facts, Jonathan.
Rubbing your hands with glee because you don't like Keir Starmer, that doesn't make you a champion for the child victims of rape or the truth. It makes you either easily manipulated or a political opportunist. Ask yourself this: are you really interested in the truth? Or do you dislike Keir Starmer so much that you're willing to believe the ill-informed, adolescent, rambling wank of a wannabe Martian over people who actually know what they're talking about? People like I don't know, like Andrew Norfolk, the guy who spent 4 years exposing this story, who says Keir Starmer is personally responsible for changing the rules for prosecuting this type of crime, leading to a huge increase in convictions. Or Professor J, author of the eponymous J Report, who says we need action, not yet another inquiry. I think her opinion is worth more than Musk's. And that's not to say that you have to agree with that opinion, by the way. Maybe you think you can do both. You can implement all of the J Report's recommendations whilst also finding out who knew what and when. Maybe you think just making changes isn't enough. You also have to hold people accountable. Fine. But I don't believe for 1 second that another inquiry would find Starmer or Phillips responsible or complicit in these crimes or the alleged cover-up of them. But, I might be wrong about that, of course. So, okay, actually, let's have another inquiry and find out. Fine.
Let's have another inquiry and find out.
Yes, Elon Musk is becoming more and more involved and outspoken over European politics, and just 9 days out from Donald Trump's inauguration, many...
As why, yeah, Elon definitely lets his voice be known, and a lot of people listen to him, and that's why, like, he just says a lot of stuff, and it sticks for a lot of people. If you disagree with one side or another, it's like you're gonna blindly follow whatever he says and quote it back, and without doing research. But what else? Jonathan Pod, hey, that man be right on the money. That's all we got. If you enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up and check out the next one. I'll see y'all next time.